What's going on, YouTube? It's ProJecTs back with another video for you guys. It's the first gameplay for Ghosts. I promised you guys I would put my first gameplay out, and I'm doing that. This is a domination on Chasm or Chasm, whatever the hell you want to call this map. But yeah, I'm gonna give you a little bit of an outline of what this video is gonna highlight. It's a pretty long video. Again, it seems like domination gameplays are going to be very long, and there's no theater mode, so I can't really do my fast forward little fast forward render, so you're just gonna have to bear with me. It's a 13-minute video, so I'm just gonna give you first off my overall impressions slash feelings or opinions of what I think about multiplayer so far. And then I'm pretty much going to dive into pretty much the craziest night of my life trying to get ghosts at midnight the other night, because it was probably, I'll just leave it this way. I had 2 near-death encounters. So it's a pretty interesting story, and I think you'll like it. But first off, let's get into the gameplay. Again, domination on Chasm. The perks that I use, I can't even tell you honestly. I'm using the quick draw perk, which I don't know what it's called, and I'm using the ready up perk, which is their version of dexterity. And then I right there get stuck pretty. I start off pretty slow. Okay, here we go. We got takedown, extra tactical, and fully loaded, which are some of the default perks that they give you. This is a preset class. I just updated it with a red dot, and this is an AR. It's called the SC2010. It's pretty much very familiar to an ACR from MW3 or Modern Warfare 2. If you guys remember back in the day, I really enjoy the gun. It's a good gun. And from my first chances of playing the multiplayer, I've noticed that the guns are very good. You die quick. There's no question about that. You die very quick in this game. So you want to play patient or somewhat patient. Obviously, I have some patient moments, and I apologize for that. I'm just trying to learn the maps, and I'm trying to get a lot of kills too, because then I get bored myself. But yeah, the guns are very accurate, and you die very quickly in this game. So you definitely want to be cautious about that. Another thing is that I would recommend you try and up your sensitivity a little bit, because since the guns are so accurate, you're gonna want that ability, I guess, to turn a little bit quicker around the corners and stuff like that. Because if you can manage to turn a little bit quicker and faster, you'll have that advantage on your opponent, and it's just beneficial for all if you can find a way to like control the recoil of the guns, which there isn't a lot to begin with, and turn quicker. So that's why, and there's a dogfight, epic dogfight right there, which is pretty interesting. So that's why I play on 4 and tactical layout. And yeah, if you want to try out with those settings, definitely I recommend it. 3 is medium, by the way, so 4 is I guess like a little bit of a hybrid. But yeah. Okay, so what else am I gonna say? The guns are good. Again, I don't have camos or anything like that, so I wasn't really able to get into that stuff. But from the majority of it, I would say this game is an AR dominant game. You definitely want to run around with an assault rifle of some type. That kid was camping pretty hard on me, but yeah, you definitely want to run around with an assault rifle. SMGs, I mean, you can still use SMGs, but I think you would have to be a very aggressive player. You got to definitely learn the maps well in order to get into close range combat fights, which you can tell already by this gameplay. This is probably like one of the very first gameplays that I got, and I am lost to say the least for this map. It's just so big. And that brings me to my next point, which is this game is really fun. It's really refreshing. I like it a lot. But I think the maps really do it a disservice. And I say that because the guns are good and all that stuff, and the gameplay is fun, and I enjoyed playing it. It's just that the maps are just ridiculously huge. Like, I don't understand what they were thinking when they were making these maps, but majority of them are just destroyed, dismantled. There's a lot of clutter everywhere. There's a lot of damage going on with the buildings. And for the most part, there's so many corners, and I feel like the maps actually promote camping to a certain extent. So, take it as you will. I don't really know how you would feel about that. That's just my personal opinion so far. Um, and this kid was just eating, but somehow I managed to pull it off with the last kill, or with the last bullets, I guess. Another thing I want to talk about is ranking up. It's surprising how hard it is to rank up in this game. I would say I played for a good, I got the game at around midnight and I played till like 4. So take it as you will, but it from that amount of time, I only got to like rank 7, and it was long. I don't know how to explain it, I guess. I don't know if Infinity Ward is really trying to bank on the fact of people playing this multiplayer and not ranking up quickly, but yeah, from first glance, it is long as hell, guys. In order to get all the perks and stuff like that too, you're gonna need to have squad points, and I'm not familiar yet still on how you get squad points, probably with kills, wins, all that good stuff. But squad points enable you pretty much to buy perks, guns, attachments, all that good stuff. So pretty much think of it as the economy system from Black Ops 1. It's very, very similar to what Ghost is offering in this game, which I like a lot. I think that system is fun. It's just that it's insanely hard to get a lot of squad points, and I don't know about that. It takes a while, so I really didn't get to customize my gun to where I wanted it to be. But the thing that I do like is that you can literally, as soon as you get enough squad points, you can, I'm pretty sure, buy any gun you want. I didn't see any restriction for that, so I definitely enjoy that aspect. I think that's a really cool feature. Just pick up the gun that you enjoy and just go for it. You know what I mean? The guns that I would recommend for you guys to try out are, again, this gun that I'm using right now, the SC2010, the Remington R5, the MSBS, and I think that's my top 3. And those are all assault rifles, by the way, if you guys are wondering. So yeah, again, the game is very AR dominant. But quickie review, I would say it's really good. I like the game a lot. It's different. It's fun. It's definitely you die quick, which is either a pro or a con to some people, but I enjoy it. The only thing is that I'm afraid that the gameplay might look a little slow for people unless the player, just runs out there and tries to go for kills, which is what I tried to do. I tried to keep the gameplay as interesting as possible while trying to pad the stats a little bit. You'll notice that I didn't really get on a lot of flags for domination. I'm just trying to find the map and trying to, learn the map a little bit, get some kills out there, because sitting on the flag is a little bit, boring for me. So I apologize for that. But yeah, quickie review again. Go buy the game. You're gonna have it. You're gonna have a great time with it. So that's that. Let's move on a little bit to the interesting portion um, of my night in terms of getting Ghosts at midnight. As you guys may or may not know, I'm a college student, and I went out with my friends at around 11 o'clock to go get the game from GameStop. And I'll just tell you right now, I go to the University of Buffalo, and we were going to GameStop, and my friend was driving, and we're on the main road, and I shit you not, the biggest deer I've ever seen with like gigantic antlers just ran right across the road on our way to GameStop, and my friend did the hardest break I've ever felt in my life. It was ridiculous. And this was all on our way to get the game. We didn't even have the game actually yet. but it was just insane. I've never experienced that where a deer just ran right across the road. And yeah, if our adrenaline was definitely pumping for Ghost to arrive at that point, put it that way. I was not expecting a deer to pretty much just make our night even more crazy. But that was not where it ended. Uh, let alone after we ended up getting Ghosts, which was a good midnight release, by the way. It only took me just like a half an hour. It was pretty quick. But yeah, after we got the game from GameStop, shit just hit the fan. We were on the highway, and my friend was about 5 miles over the speed limit on the highway. You know, we wanted to get back relatively quick. Obviously, have Ghosts. We want to play it as soon as possible. And for some reason, there's no lights. There were no lights on that highway. It was a very dark highway, and you know, thank God for the headlights of the car. Otherwise, we would have fucking crashed into a guardrail. But there was some piece of scrap metal or some type of object just right in the middle of the highway, and my friend was luckily he was speeding, honestly, because we weren't really in front of anybody, but people were definitely trailing us. And once we saw this big piece of scrap metal, we my friend, my buddy, he literally swerved the car because we noticed it at the very last minute. And going at 65 miles per hour on the highway is pretty scary. And we swerved and on the highway, and it was probably the scariest 3 seconds of my life. Um, I definitely was scared shitless after that point, and I was definitely advising my buddy to drive a little bit slower because we were just scared shitless, and we don't understand why there's no lights on the highway and someone wouldn't feel it'd be necessary to clear that debris off the highway at that time. But yeah, it was definitely a scary moment. We're lucky to be alive, honestly, because we had two near-death encounters on our way to Ghost, and obviously, someone wanted us to have a terrible time trying to get the game, but obviously, the adrenaline was pumping at that point. We're just like, all right, I guess it's time to play Ghost now. Yeah, all that adrenaline pumping, better play some, awesome games, better be a great game, and so far I can say that it is a great game. But again, guys, that was my story. It was a near-death encounter. I hope you enjoyed it. This is a long gameplay, but I dropped 42 kills with 14 deaths. Not too bad, not too great. But again, there's more to come with this content, so stay tuned for that. And I hope you enjoy. So peace out, YouTube.